The numbers are in, and the consensus is already celebrating a Goldilocks deceleration. They're looking at a 0.5% print in retail sales and calling it the perfect soft landing. They are missing the trap. Welcome to Market Lens. I'm Daniel Reed. It is Thursday, May 14th, 2026. In exactly 24 hours, Jerome Powell's term as Fed chair expires. Today is the final trading session of the Powell era, a decade defined by the aggressive smoothing of every market wrinkle. But as the retail giants like Walmart report, we aren't seeing a slowdown in the way the media describes it. We are seeing a structural re-indexing of the American consumer. Today, we are decoding why the retail slowdown is actually a flight to the NRE Moat, why Cisco's networking fatigue is a warning for the AI backbone, and why the next 48 hours represent the largest liquidity vacuum of the decade. First, let's dissect the April retail sales, a 0.5% increase. On the surface, it's a cooling from March. The mainstream narrative? The consumer is tired. The market lens logic? The consumer is pivoting. Look at Walmart's print this morning. They beat on the top line, but the internal math tells a different story. Grocery and essential logistics are booming. Discretionary stuff, the high-margin home goods and electronics, is flatlining. This isn't a soft landing. This is the consolidation of essentials. The consumer is retreating to the giants that control the logistics layer. This is the vertical war we discussed last week with DoorDash. The retail landscape is being divided into two camps: those who own the last mile and those who are about to be liquidated. If you're still holding legacy department stores based on mean reversion, you're ignoring the fact that the mean has moved. The floor is now digital and the ceiling is capped by energy costs. Let's talk about NRE, non-recurring engineering. This is the term you need to know to understand why the Pentagon Seven, the Mag 7 AI leaders, are untouchable right now. Our intelligence confirms that the NRE costs for the next generation of 2-nanometer AI chips have crossed the $100 billion threshold. Mainstream analysts are calling the massive capex from Microsoft and Google a bubble. They are wrong. It is a sovereign moat. By front-loading these NRE costs, the giants aren't just building data centers. They are ensuring that no startup can ever compete at the frontier level again. This is the inference tax in its final form. If you can't pay the $100 billion NRE entry fee, you are just a tenant on their cloud. Cisco's weakness this morning is the honest signal here. The networking layer is hitting a temporary saturation point because the hardware is so expensive that even the Tier 2 providers are pausing to breathe. Watch the NRE developments in the June quarter guides. That is where the real winners of the AI backbone will be revealed. Tomorrow, Friday the 15th, the handoff happens. For 10 years, the market has operated under the Powell put, the belief that the Fed will always provide a liquidity bridge. Tomorrow, that bridge is under new management. We are tracking a massive move in the yen-yuan pair, JPY-USD at 144, as global funds prepare for the liquidity vacuum. When a Fed chair exits, the permission to rally is often revoked for a 30-day testing period. Historically, the new chair needs to prove they aren't soft on inflation. This is why the 10-year yield is creeping back toward 4.8% today. The market is front-running a hawkish pivot from the successor. If you are long at these all-time highs, you are betting that the transition will be seamless. Our logic says volatility is the only sure thing in a leadership vacuum. Check your hedges. Today is the end of an era, but the beginning of a much more clinical market. The missiles in the Middle East are silent for physical verification. The Beijing summit has set the sovereign debt truce, and now the kings are changing seats at the Fed. The Thursday checklist. 1. Watch WMT. If it holds the $65 level, the logistics moat is confirmed. 2. Watch CSCO. A failure to reclaim its 200-day moving average confirms hardware fatigue. 3. Watch JPY-USD. Any break below 143 signals the Beijing blackout is over, and the carry trade liquidation is accelerating. Stay logical. The noise says soft landing. The data says structural reset. I'm Daniel Reed. This has been the Intelligence Report from Market Lens. Subscribe now. Tomorrow we live broadcast the final Powell exit and the first 100 minutes of the new Fed era. Keep your data sharp and your logic sharper. I'll see you later.